Freshly baked bread, Hansel gasped. His mouth began to water. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a nice slice of toast. Come on, Mouse. Let's go and find something to eat. Cinders flicked the reins, and Mouse picked up speed, galloping through the forest, following the delicious aromas that wafted toward them. For the first time in ages, the twisted tree trunks of the dark forest parted, and Cinders could see the blue sky overhead. And not just the sky, but beyond the line of the forest, she saw a towering mountain in the distance. Fields full of pink grass and colorful houses dotted along a blue-bricked road. At the end of the road was a market. I don't want to exaggerate, Sparks said, sitting up in Cinder's lap, but this might be the most excited I have ever been. Markets almost always mean sausages. Agreed, said Cinders as they clip-clopped onto the blue bricks. Let's go and find some snacks. In no time at all, they arrived at the market. Even though it looked like any other market from a distance, close up, Cinders could tell it was somehow different. The stalls were brightly colored, gleaming cascades of silk covered the tables and stands, and the air was filled with the sweetest smells. The market stalls in the kingdom all used rough canvas or white cotton to cover their stands, and, no matter what day of the week it was, all Cinders could ever smell was fish, and Cinders hated the smell of fish. Neither Sparks nor Hansel were able to do magic themselves, but if they could have granted a wish or two, they would have magicked something very much like the food they found at the very first market stall. Big, plump, juicy sausages for Sparks, freshly baked cakes for Cinders, and, well, Hansel wasn't fussy. He would happily eat anything. Everything looks delicious, Cinders said, her mouth watering. It does, Hansel agreed, looking around the marketplace. But are we sure it's safe to eat? I don't think these people are quite like us. Cinders looked up from a particularly appealing sweet stall that sold 17 different flavors of fudge. What do you mean? She asked. Look, Hansel whispered, nodding at a man walking by. They're weird. The person in question was much shorter than Cinders or Hansel, and his skin was a very pale purple color. His spiky hair was bright green, and his big, smiling eyes were such a bold yellow that Cinders was certain she'd be able to see them in the dark. They just look different from us, that's all, Cinders said, her own eyes again fixed firmly on the fudge. Not everyone's the same. I suppose so, Hansel replied. She had a point. Up until a couple of days ago, he'd never met a dog who could talk. But Sparks wasn't weird, a bit rude sometimes, but that was just Sparks. Excuse me, Cinders said to the blue-haired lady behind the fudge counter. She turned and gasped, looking Cinders up and down in surprise. Cinders thought. Hansel isn't the only one who thinks certain people here look odd. They're as confused by us as we are by them. How much is your vanilla strawberry chocolate chip fudge? All the fudge is 1 gold piece per bag, the lady replied, eyeing the group curiously. It wasn't often they saw people from the kingdom beyond the dark forest. In fact, she had only ever met one person from there before in her entire life, and she hoped never to run into him again. She shivered, thinking of his big black hood and big black boots. Thank you very much, Cinders said with a huge smile before turning back to her friends. Okay, the fudge is 1 gold piece per bag. Hansel, how much money have you got with you? Absolutely none, he replied. And I've got... Cinders dug her hands deep into her pockets. A button. Flipping fiddlestick.